Felicity is a TV show that aired between the years of the late 90s, early 2000s. It was created by none other than J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves. Anybody who's anybody obviously knows those names. J.J. Abrams has done a million big blockbuster type TV shows to movies. Obviously a couple of big ones there, Lost and Alias, but obviously he also went on to do some Star Wars movies as well. Matt Reeves is currently known for a lot of really good movies. You got the Planet of the Apes, the Robert Pattinson Batman. Like, these guys, they know what they're doing. They're both well known. And Felicity is a random coming of age show about a female that's in love with some guy. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a good show. It has its moments. I feel like no matter who you are, if you watch the show, you'll end up, rooting for one character or the other. This is a show that has a pretty deep stake in the love triangle game, because either she's gonna pick the character Ben or no. And even though it's only 4 seasons, boy does she flip-flop between the two a lot. There's not much of a plot to the show in general, but to give you an idea of the foundation, Felicity is played by Keri Russell, who is in love with this guy named Ben. Ben goes off to go to a school in New York, and because they never really knew each other all that well, but she had a crush on him for years, she actually follows him to this school in order to get closer to him and to date him, essentially. The beginning of the series is kind of creepy. I mean, she's kind of a stalker. But back in the age that this show came out, it wasn't perceived the same way. And throughout the series, we get to see a few other characters that you're either gonna love or hate. Noel is the other love interest, I guess I could say. Throughout the series, I didn't know if I liked him or not. I think for the most part, I wasn't really a big fan of him. But by the 4th season, I can say, he had warmed up on me. It's very much a WB show. There was the WB shows that transitioned into the CW shows, and how different but kind of the same they were. Like Buffy, that was a WB show. Smallville was a WB show that turned into a CW show. And I feel like I could tell the difference of what happened in the show between that time. Felicity is fully WB, and you can feel that. That's not to say that that's a bad thing, but it might depend on your preferences. Because at the end of the day, it's a little bit aged. Also, if you're going into the TV show thinking about it because it was made by J.J. Abrams and he's done all this TV that's magnificent and groundbreaking and mind-blowing and WTF-y, don't. Same with Matt Reeves. Don't. It doesn't feel like them at all. However, I will say, Felicity is the TV show where you can physically see where J.J. Abrams becomes J.J. Abrams. In the last season, they were told they were going out with 17 episodes. So they planned on a series finale on episode 17, and that's what you get. If you watch the show and you end it on episode 17, there you go. That's Felicity. However, there are 5 extra episodes after episode 17 that really get weird. And that's when you're like, okay, there's JJ. We're talking full-blown time travel, guys. Out of absolutely nowhere. It makes no sense. It's absolutely inconsistent with the themes of the show, with the traits of the characters, with everything. It literally makes no sense. But because the studio told them to make 5 more episodes after they were done, they didn't know what to do, so they're just like, what if we did this instead of that? And we kind of made Felicity a what if show, like what we see on Disney Plus right now. And I go back and forth with this decision in this last 5 episodes on if it's good or bad. I maintain that it doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of character choices that are completely inconsistent with the rest of the series. Like, for instance, Felicity is incredibly selfish in these last 5 episodes, when throughout the series, she's maternal and she does things for other people consistently. But these last 5 episodes, she is so selfish that it ends up ruining not only her own life, her family, her friends' lives, they're all ruined as well because of how selfish she is. However, the narrative arc in those last 5 episodes, it's something that I can admire because it has the same, I guess, end result idea as Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Not thematically, it's not insanely dark and like otherworldly. It still feels like Felicity. It's just what they were doing in those last 5 episodes. So too was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. There's an underlying message in those last 5 episodes that solidifies the reason why you would watch the show. At the end of the day, it's not my favorite WB show. It's not my favorite J.J. Abrams show or Matt Reeves thing. Half the time I feel like I couldn't really get into it until it got a little bit more serious by season 3. There was a rumor going around that the show got canceled specifically because of a decision that was made to cut Felicity's hair, because her hair was iconic in the first season and at the end she cuts it all off. I think that's going a little bit too far. I mean, I didn't love the choice either because she did have a specific look about her with that long curly hair, and when she cut it down to something else, she didn't look like the same character. But it was still the same show, so at the end of the day, it didn't really make a difference. But yeah, I don't love the show. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, guys, have you seen Felicity? It is currently seen on Hulu, I guess, but I watched it on Disney because Disney and Hulu, whatever. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. As for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out. Felicity, she's looking for love, taking chances, rising above.